Hey kids, today I'm going to show you how to thread the needle and how to sew on a button. Okay, so I like to use this skinny thread called embroidery string. Okay, and you guys have been used to using the plastic needles, but today we're going to switch to a metal needle. Okay, so the first step, we're going to focus on getting the needle threaded. If you have to dip the end of it in a water cup, you can. And I'm going to wait for everybody to get their needle threaded before we start. Okay. To sew on a button, I am going to bring the two pieces of pink yarn together, and I'm going to tie the end. I'm going to tie these two pieces together. Okay. Now I have two different type of buttons. Everyone's got a different kind of button. We've got the 2 spaces and the 4 spaces. Okay, here we go. I'm going to place one of my buttons here and the other button here for my design. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start on the back with my needle because then I can tie the knot in the back. If you start in the front, your knot's going to be in the front. So I'm going to push the needle through the back of the burlap. Okay, thread it through, and I'm leaving a little bit of space back here. Now I'm going to go across to the other space, and it makes a stitch in front of the button. That's why I like to do the knot in the back. Now I'm going to turn this around and just lay my burlap on my desk. Now I've got the back where I tied the knot, and I've got my sewing needle. I like to put my needle through the 2 spaces. You can zoom in a little bit. See that? Because when I thread that through, it's going to stay. All right. Now I can just leave it like that, but I'm going to sew a little bit more just to keep the button on there pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to go back up through, trying to find the hole to the next loop. Okay, thread that through, go across to this one, now you can do that as many times as you need so you know that your button's secure. Now the important part is tying it. So we're going to lay the burlap down on the desk again, and now we have to tie another knot. I'm going to cut my needle off. Now I'm going to take these 2 strings and tie them together in a really good knot. This part is important because over time the button could fall off, especially if it's on your clothing. But for this purpose, we're just using the button as a decoration. There we go. Okay, now some people may have a button with 2 openings. We're going to do that the same way. So I'm going to thread the pink string. Oh, this one's a little tricky. Okay. Oh, do that one more time. Okay. Now we have one more button to sew on. Tie the ends. I'm going to start with my needle in the back of the burlap so we don't see the knot in the front. Threading it through, leaving a little bit of space underneath. Putting the needle to make the first stitch. I'm going to lay my burlap on my desk. And this is my little trick I taught the first time. Put your needle through. Tighten. Sew around this button. The button with 2 openings is a little easier. You don't want to thread it too many times because then your needle's not going to fit through the opening because the string will start to build up. Okay. I cut my needle off again. And tie a knot. And there you have it. Thanks for watching.